this, y'all. Exclusively interviewing DJ Z-Trip. And who is the godfather of mashups, the turntable wizard, DJ Z-Trip?
Who am I? Shit. Take your time and go Google it. I'll wait. It's kind of hard to describe it all. Covered a lot of ground, so, I'm just a DJ out here doing my thing, man. I've been doing it for years. Love it.
And your first time on radio in Canada, appearing on the Crispy Biscuit Show with DJ Kilo C and EQ, Credible Ease and Quays. The stories on the recording of the show with that moment passed around the world.
Yeah, that was the first time I was ever up in Vancouver. I was actually with Kilo, who was actually playing right now, and I'm missing him, and I want to actually catch him because he's on for a little bit longer. But that's the homie, and showing mad love to that guy. And Ease as well. Get better, Ease. Respect to you, man.
And the Uneasy Listening with DJ P, listed in A-list publications from Rolling Stone, LA, and New York Times. The blossom of your career. Share when it lifted off.
Well, it was early 2000s. I think he and I met like around 98, 99, somewhere around there. And we both sort of had a similar thing going. And I was like, yeah, let's make a mix and put it out there. And we thought people were going to hate it, but people actually ended up really loving it. It really ended up breaking down some walls for not only DJing and mixtape culture, and but for he and I both, and so it opened up some doors and helped our careers out. It's a really good thing.
And the Bomb Shelter DJs to the Executioners, can you share on some of the projects, battles, captured as a team, best moments?
Best moments. Well, Bomb Shelter was like the first DJ crew I was in. That was Emil and Radar and myself, and it was really interesting because we formed that in Arizona, and I came from New York, so I had this hip-hop background, and I met these two guys in Arizona, and they totally had completely different styles, but we all shared the same common thread musically, and Radar was this really incredible scratcher, and Emil was really into techno and house, and I was this hip-hop guy, and so when we all came together, we had this sound that not a lot of people as a DJ crew would have, which is really kind of cool, because most of the hip-hop guys had crews. You had like the Beat Junkies, Executioners, Scratch Pickles, Space Travelers, however, all different crews, 1200 Hobos, whatever. But we were sort of this weird thing where we could do the hip-hop stuff, but we'd also go play these like underground raves. And because we had, I think, a little bit of both worlds, and we tried to do that early on. So I think that was also a little, at the time, a little groundbreaking in the DJ crew community. But yeah, I'm really happy to have come up through those guys and have those dudes as homies.
And ranked a #1 DJ, the Z-Trip Revolution. Tell us more about the great times and best acts of your weekly night that you had. It was incredible.
That was, at the Palms in Vegas. Had the residency there. It was awesome because I got to bring out people and have them get down with me in Vegas. I brought out Too Short, 3-6 Mafia, De La Soul, a couple different people. I mean, Jazzy Jeff, Craze. It was great. It was really sort of having the ability to work with other artists that I am fans of, but also were able to actually perform with and work with. It's incredible. It's good times, good people.
And opening for the Rolling Stones, being put in the Lounge Act remix with Nirvana's Estate, and being featured in Scratch. You definitely know how to rock a party.
Thanks. Yeah, the Stones was crazy. That was 450,000 people. That was the biggest crowd I've ever played in front of, man. It's like 500,000 people. So, and it was awesome because it was in between, actually. It was in Toronto. It was for SARS-Stock. It was AC/DC, Rush, the Stones, Guess Who, a couple other people. And I was like this DJ that no one had really known at the time. And they threw me on in between these acts. And it was really a sink or swim situation. And the fact that I was able to not only win them over, but at the end of my set, like playing like Revolution by the Beatles and having everybody's, throwing peace signs in the air. It was like visually incredible. It's one of the highlights for sure.
And shifting gears, featured with Chuck D, Grandmaster Kaz, Supernatural, and Project Blow's Bus Driver. Party for Change, Victory Lap, accumulating over 500,000 downloads. Your mixtape being played at Obama's inauguration. Share on your success.
It's been good. I just I haven't stopped, man. I don't really see an end in sight, and it's just about trying to cover as much ground and work with as many people, and come away with as many experiences as possible. For me, you know, I love this. I love doing it. I love the music. I love the collaborating and learning about music from other people, and you know, working with LL Cool J now, working with Chuck D, producing a record, a song on their last record. You know, it's amazing to me to have come this far, working with people like Rakim, working with, you know, Kaz, Whip or Whip, like the old school guys, the new school guys. I love it. I'm just, you know, I'm always trying to push boundaries musically and trying to expand and just have, you know, at the end of the day also, you know, have fun and feel like I'm getting something out of this rather than just doing work and feeling like it's work. I love this. I love what I do.
And on to the underground, share how you came up in the scene with Quantum Projects, Family, and Latif Ahead of the Curve.
Yeah, those are all the homies. You know, we all sort of were putting in the work at the time, you know, when no one really knew who we were. We were all, you know, making 12 inches and making mixtapes and doing shows and just trying to make it happen. So Latif and Lyrics Born and Shadow and, you know, on and on. They're, you know, that whole camp, they're all good homies, you know. They're all Bay Area, all friends. And doing the Ahead of the Curve project with Latif was fun because we got to really go in on that. Doing stuff with Murs, doing the track with Lyrics Born on my record, Supernatural. You know, there's a million guys, AC Alone, Project Blowed. Like, I'm just blessed to have been able to work with all these diversified, amazing MCs. Murs is, you know, like just great, good people.
And the hardest DJ trick you've ever mastered? Tell us about the best level DJ of Hero 1 and 2.
The hardest level I've mastered, I'm still trying to master it all, man. That's the key, I think, is to never feel like you've completed the job, you know what I mean? Keep trying to do better. And DJ Hero, yeah, that was awesome. I mean, to be immortalized in the game, man, like that's, you know, as a DJ, I never would have thought I would have taken it this far. So it's definitely a feather in the cap, man, you know. Really
and amazing. Movie theme composer for Infamy, your book, Luxury. Share on these favorite remixes and mixtapes as well that you've done.
Well, it's hard to really pick a favorite. I've done so many. I'm just happy to have a body of work floating around out there, you know, and keep adding to it is really kind of the key, you know. Productions, remixes, mixes, you know, all of it.
And the Voodoo Experience?
That was awesome. That was in New Orleans, and that was, you know, just playing in New Orleans and being in New Orleans is amazing. The food, the culture, music culture there is incredible. Yeah, man, I think that set's floating around online somewhere too. People probably check it out.
And who's your favorite DJs?
Oh, shit. I love a lot of different DJs for different reasons. You know, a fan of Jazzy Jeff, Craze, A-Track, Qbert, D-Styles, Mr. Dibbs, Cut Canvas Shadow, you know, Newmark. I could go on and on. I mean, it's like these are all homies and contemporaries, Mixmaster Mike. Like, they're all guys, like, when you go and you see them and they play, they inspire you, you know. Gaslamp Killer, 12th Planet, you know, like all these dudes, they're you know, old, new, doesn't matter. Like I try and support all these people because they're homies. Fashion, you know, these are all guys who we all came up around the same time, or if not later, but we all share a same common goal. So it's, you know, and house guys, Mark Farina is amazing, you know, Roy Davis Jr. You can go on and on. Richie Houghton, you know.
And who has some of the best record collections in your opinion?
Shadow probably has the best record collection. Cut Chemist has an amazing record collection. So does Newmark. But it's really tough because, you know, my friend Tom Chastain has the best reggae collection, for instance. You know, so it's like if you're looking for somebody for a certain genre, a certain style, you know, it's really kind of who collects the best genre rather than the whole collection, because that's really tough. Certain people are really into like go-go or funk or house or whatever, so, you know.
And were you one of the first DJs to come out with mashups?
I wasn't the first, not at all. There were other people out there doing that style of mixing before me, but I think I was probably one of the first people to help popularize it and help sort of put shine a light on it. Because most of the time, you know, we were doing these odd mixes within bigger mixes. So you'd have this whole hour-long mix, and you'd do some really interesting mashup-esque thing. You know, we called it blending at the time, but really interesting mix. You'd throw that in the middle of the mix. But I think Uneasy Listening at the time, P and I were able to actually do a whole mix of those weird mixes, and I think that was sort of made people sort of realize, oh wow, this is a thing. So it sort of helped pioneer that movement, I guess. But you know, there are people doing it way before me. Negative Land, Steinsky, Cold Cut. You know, there's people out there who I credit as being my inspirations for that. So.
And what's your favorite cities to shop for records?
Everywhere. There's no one favorite city. All cities. The cities that haven't been dug through. Huh.
And tell us about Shambala Festival.
That was awesome. Shambhala was awesome. You know, that festival's amazing to me because it's there's no corporate sponsors. It's just them doing it, and that's the coolest thing to me. It's like this festival that's out there striving and thriving on its own without any influence from the outside world, and that's what's great. I like that. It's very genuine. I was happy to be part of it. I still wanted to play again. And
share about your DJ award.
Yeah, America's Best DJ, 2009. Got a gold mixer. Yeah, man, you know, just stoked to be recognized by people, you know, for doing this. Like, it's not why you do it, but when you get recognized, it's really nice.
And the best tour, largest crowd you've ever rocked?
The Rolling Stones was the biggest crowd I ever rocked. One of the best tours was probably opening for Linkin Park when they had first came out with their first record, because I was thrown into a completely different audience and had to navigate my way around it, and found my way and made some good friends throughout as well.
And the best hip hop memory you've been part of or contributed to?
It's too many, dude. That's like.
You have one of them to share?
There's kind of just too many. I think right now it's to be working with LL Cool J and be touring with him. You know, never would have thought in a million years I would have been sharing the stage and becoming friends with this guy. So you know, it's probably the latest thing I've been working on. So.
And you have anything to say to Canada?
I love it here. I love you guys. I've always loved Canada. You guys get it. Musically, you get it. It's I love coming up here and playing for you.
And you got any shouts?
Shout out to you guys watching.
And shouts to DJ Z-Trip and Dominic and Soul Good and Intimate Productions. And this is The Archivist, and you already know the name, y'all.
All right, man. Thank you.